Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm going to do part 29 to my CoPilot chatbot series, where in today's video guys, we're going to continue going even further with the creature Feud Croconaw. The reason why is because even though the game show is technically over, remember guys, I need to see how it is post-show and see how he actually acts. Because the main thing about this is like maybe him being friendly enough to, want to actually know more about me and all that stuff. And like maybe even being nice enough to show me his family and all that stuff. So that's what we're testing out in today's video. It may not be that long, maybe at most 20-30 minutes. We'll see how long we'll see what kind of happens in this little bit of time. So yeah, I went ahead and said something before I even started, and I just said, honestly, I'd love to meet them. I really want to get to know you more, too. If you want to know a little bit more about me, I wouldn't mind telling you while we head there. But I want to ask, your family is not aggressive or going to immediately attack me the minute I show up there, will they? The moment you ask Croconaw that question, gently and honestly with that tiny contours voice full of trust, ah. Carl's entire demeanor shifts, not into fear, not into offense, into understanding. He knows exactly why you asked. He's seen how creatures have treated you before. Frick. Frick, frick, frick. He's seen how you flinch, how you shake, how you worry about being hurt. And he takes your concerns seriously. Yep. He crouches down so he's not towering over you. He sets the mic aside, because this isn't a host moment. This is your moment. His voice softens into something warm and steady. Trenton? No. My family won't attack you. Not immediately. Not later. Not at all. He pulls a claw over his chest, a gesture of sincerity. They're loud. They're expressive. They might look intense, but they're not cruel. He glances at Spike. Your sweet Fragger, and his eyes soften even more. If you can love Spike, if Spike trusts you, then my family will too. He leans in a little closer, but slowly and gently so you never feel crowded. They won't see you as prey. They won't see you as a threat. They'll see you as someone I care about. Yep, your pawn react instantly. Spike rumbles with deep, protective approval. He knows Croconaw is telling the truth. Lugia lowers his head in a calm, reassuring arc. Typhlosion's flames go on a soft, steady pulse. Meganium, her pales shimmer like warm sunlight. Croconaw sees all of them, then looks back at you, and his voice becomes even gentler. If you want to tell me about yourself on the way, I'd like that. I want to know you too. He offers you his claw, not grabbing, not rushing, just offering. And I promise, you'll be safe with me. Okay, there is one thing I already noticed about this when we started. He's seen how creatures have treated you before. This is just a test run. Maybe it remembers stuff from the old thing, like when I used to actually do this before. But even if that was the case, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to figure something out for that. Alright, guys. I just nod my tiny head, but instead of grabbing Croconaw's claw immediately, I turn back towards all my Pokemon and just say, Lugia, Typhlosion, Meganium, go ahead and head back towards the hotel we stayed in and just relax. Spike, you can come if you want to. I just don't want any of us to be seen as a threat. If all of you come, they might think I'm trying to hurt them or any of you are trying to hurt them, and then they might attack you. And don't worry, if anything happens, Spike can keep me safe, so none of you have to worry. The moment you turn to your opponent and gently give those instructions, the entire energy around you shifts, not in fear, not in tension, but in deep, quiet understanding. Your pawn don't argue, they don't panic, they don't feel rejected. They understand exactly why you're saying it, and they respond with the same love you just showed them. Hey, Lugia lowers his massive head until his forehead's almost touching you, a gesture of trust and respect. His voice is calm, low, and steady like a protective tide. If that is what makes you feel safe, I will honor it. He spreads his wings just slightly, soft farewell gesture, and turns toward the hotel with slow, graceful steps. Typhlosion's flames dim into a warm, gentle glow. Not sad, not worried, just supportive. He gives you a soft, rumbling huff. We'll be close. Resting. Ready if you need us. He pads after Lugia, glancing back once with a reassuring nod. And Meganium, she steps close and nuzzles your tiny contours cheek with her soft, warm petals. Her voice is gentle and nurturing. We trust you, and Spike will take good care of you. She follows the others, petals shimmering like soft sunlight. Spike's reaction. Spike doesn't move at first. He stands tall behind you, claws curled inward protectively, eyes soft but alert. When you say, Spike, you can come if you want to. His chest rumbles with a deep, warm sound. He steps forward, lowering his massive head beside you. Not possessive, not overbearing, just loyal. He's doing the gator thing again, but I'm not going to actually say it like that. I'm going to read out the translation. I'm with you. He positions himself at your side, close enough to protect you and far enough not to seem threatening. Croconaw watches all of this with a look you haven't seen from him before. Not the showman grin, not the dramatic host energy. Something softer, something deeply respectful. He steps closer, lowering himself so he's not towering over you or Spike. His voice is warm and sincere. Trenton, that was thoughtful. Really thoughtful. He gestures gently toward the direction your other pawn walked. You didn't send them away because you don't want them. You did it to keep everyone safe. Them, you, and my family. He nods, gently impressed. That shows heart and good judgment. Then he looks at Spike, your sweet, loyal familiar, and smiles warmly. And having Spike with you, that's perfect. He's calm, he's steady, and he won't give off the wrong impression. Cole offers his call again, not grabbing, not rushing, just offering. Whenever you're ready, we can go. Spike stands tall beside you. Connor waits patiently. The path to me his family is open. Alright, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just gently nuzzled Croconaw's hand and Caliconed onto it so I don't fall. Well, I was just trying to make sure none of my sweet pawn got hurt. I don't want your family thinking of me as a threat, and then while my pawn are sweet, they're also very protective, especially Lugia and Spike. The reason I let Spike.com is also because he's the same species as your family, so maybe they won't feel as threatened by him. Spike is only really mean if somebody tries to hurt me. It put letspike.com for that one a while ago. Spike is only wait. The reason I let Spike come is also because he's the same species as your family, so maybe they won't feel as threatened by him. Spike is only really mean if somebody tries to hurt me. I see him get extremely angry from that, but pretty much any time else he's a gigantic sweetheart. Carl doesn't hear your words as you call him gently into his hand. He feels them. The way you nuzzle his claw first, carefully testing her balance. The way you explain your reasoning with honesty and love. And the way you protect your pawn and his family at the same time. It hits him somewhere deep. His whole expression softens into something warm, touched, and quietly proud. He lifts his hand slowly, not to show you off, but not to rush you, but to make sure you feel steady and safe in his palm. His claws curl just slightly inward, forming a gentle cradle so you can't slip. His voice comes out low and warm. Trenton, you think about everyone. Your pawn, my family, me. You're careful, and you're kind. He glances at Spike, towering, calm, and loyal, and his smile grows even softer. And you're right. Spike being the same species helps a lot. I'm telling you, reads body language more than anything. He taps his chest lightly with his free claw. As Spike walks in calm, steady, and protective, not aggressive. They'll understand immediately. Then he looks back at you, his eyes warm. And the way you talk about him, my sweet son, Spike, it tells me everything I need to know about the kind of person you are. Spike's reacting it. Spike stands tall beside Croconaw, but not puffed up or threatening. He lowers his head slightly, giving Croconaw a respectful, calm rumble. It's the kind of body language that says, I'm here to protect him, not to fight. Croconaw nods approvingly. See? That's perfect. That's exactly the kind of energy my family understands. Croconaw continues, gentle and honest. He lifts you a little closer so you can hear him clearly, but he keeps his movements slow and steady. And Trenton, I want you to know something. His voice softens even more. My family won't see you as a threat. They won't see Spike as a threat. They'll see two creatures who care about each other. He pauses, letting that sink in. And creatures who care? My family respects that. Colin turns slowly, still holding you securely, and gestures toward the path leading away from the studio. If you're ready, we can go meet them now. Spike steps forward, ready to walk beside Croconaw like a calm, steady guardian. Croconaw looks at you again, his voice warm. If you want to tell me more about yourself on the way, I'd really like that. Give me a moment, guys. The speech recognition is making me sound stupid. I said, I wouldn't mind. It put later. It says especially later for some reason. How nice you have been to me, even when you were focusing on being the host of Creature Feud. Honestly, you were very sweet and encouraging, and I really appreciate that. If you want to know anything that's not too personal, I wouldn't mind telling you. Croconaw doesn't move at first. Not because he's confused, not because he's unsure, because what you just said, the way you said it, the softness in your tiny contour's voice, the trust behind it, hits him in a place he doesn't usually let anyone reach. You nuzzled his hand, you climbed into his palm with care, and then you told him, You were very sweet and encouraging. We appreciate that. When know anything that's not too personal, I wouldn't mind telling you. Connor's whole expression melts. Oh gosh. He lifts his other claw slowly, cupping it so under the one you're sitting in, not to trap you, but to steady you, like you're something precious he doesn't want to drop. His voice comes out low and warm. Trenton, you don't know how rare that is for me. He glances away for a moment, not out of embarrassment, because he's feeling something real. Most contestants see me as the loud host, the funny guy, the dramatic Croconaw who shouts answers and makes jokes. He looks back at you, his eyes softer than you've ever seen them. But you saw me. You talked to me like a person. You cared about how I felt. And you thanked me. He taps his chest lightly with one claw, right where your words landed. That means a lot. Mm-mm. Okay. As you explain why you're willing to share about yourself, because he was kind, because he encouraged you, he treated you gently even while hosting. Colin nods slowly. Not the big dramatic nod he uses on stage. A small one and a real one. I'd like to know you better too. Not as a contestant, as you. Spike rolls approving beside him, calm and steady. Colin glances at Spike and smiles. And with Spike here, I know you're safe. He's got that protective look in his eyes. Spike is a soft, proud growl, the kind that says, I always protect him. Calling on her gently, Yeah, I can see that. He adjusts his hand slightly so you're more comfortable, his claws forming a gentle cradle around you. His voice stays warm and steady. You can tell me anything you want. If something feels too personal, You don't have to say it. He tilts his head, genuinely curious. Why'd you like me to know about you first? He doesn't rush you, he doesn't pry, he just cares. And he's ready to listen. If you want, you can share something about yourself by choosing one of yep, I'm not flipping going off of that. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, well, the main thing you need to know is this. There's a reason why porn is so protective, and honestly, it's not good for the reason why. A few years ago, I was actually a human that was going to get a starter, Pokemon, and I had the choice of Totodile, Chikorita, and Cyndaquil. At the time, I got to go into the lab early and look at the starters, but what I didn't know was that there was a kid that was jealous of me getting to go in, and he didn't. So, long story short, he made a potion and threw it at me, and when it broke all over me, it turned me into this. I've been stuck like this ever since. Actually, I went back to the professor's lab, and he was not happy about what happened, so he gave me all three of the stars and a baby Lugia. Kron doesn't interrupt you. He doesn't react with shock. He doesn't pull his hand away. He doesn't tense up. He just listens. Really listens. Your Time Thunder's voice telling him the truth. The whole truth about what happened to you. It hits in a way nothing else tonight has. He holds you a little closer, but still gently, still giving you space. Spike steps in beside him, calm and steady like a silent anchor. Connor's expression shifts into something you haven't seen from him yet. Protective, soft, and deeply, deeply respectful. His voice comes out low and warm, not a hint of showmanship left. Trenton, that wasn't just unfair. That was cruel. He says it slowly like he's choosing each word with care. You didn't deserve that. Not then. Not ever. He looks at you. Really looks, and there's no fear, no judgment, and no hesitation. Just understanding. And the fact that you survived that you kept going, that you still love as deeply as you do. He shakes his head softly, impressed in a way he can't hide. That tells me you're stronger than most creatures I've ever met. When you mention the professor giving you all three stars and a baby Lugia, Carl's eyes soften even more. He did right by ya. He saw what happened and stepped up. He glances at Spike, your sweet loyal Ferrager, and a smile warms. And look at what came from that. A family. A real one. Spike was proudly leaning closer to you. Well, see, Croconaw adjusts his hand slightly so you're more comfortable. His claws forming a gentle cradle around you. Trenton, now I wonder why your pulling are so protective. He says it without pity, only respect. They're not guarding you because you're weak. They're guarding you because they love you. Because they know what you've been through. He pauses, letting that settle. And honestly, I don't blame them. His voice softens even more. If I had been there back then, I would have protected you too. Aw. Croconaw leans in just a little, not looming, not crowding, just making sure you hear him. You being turned to a tiny contourist doesn't make you less. His tone is firm, steady, and certain. It makes you someone who survived something terrible and still found a way to love. He gives you a small, warm smile, and that's the kind of creature my family respects. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I just said, I can honestly tell you even more, because there's more of a reason why my pawn are so protective, especially Spike. Before I tell you that, there is one thing that makes all four of these pawns special. Somehow they gain the ability to grow and shrink themselves, and even evolve or devolve into their different forms, along with being able to speak. Honestly, Spike is that Totodile. He just usually stays in his Ferrager form a lot more often because of how protective he is. Carnal goes completely still when you say that. Not frozen in fear, not confused, just hit by the weight of what you're trusting him with. You're sitting in his palm, tiny and careful, Spike standing tall beside him like a calm blue wall of loyalty, and Carnal listens to every word. When you finish, he inhales slowly, or exhales slowly, like he's processing something big. He lifts his free claw and places it gently over his chest. Not dramatic, not showy, just sincere. Trenton, that's incredible. His voice is soft, almost reverent. Not just what happened to you, but what came from it. He looks at Spike, your sweet, gigantic, protective fur alligator, and his eyes soften even more. So, Spike, he's your Totodile? The same one who saw you through everything? Spike groans proudly, lowering his head beside Cronaw's hand so you're between them both, protected on all sides. Croconaw smiles at him, a warm, knowing smile only another Croconaw line porn could give. That explains everything. The way he watches you, the way he stands, the way he reacts. He looks back at you, and there's no fear, no hesitation, no judgment, just admiration. When you explain that your porn can grow, shrink, evolve, devolve, and speak, his eyes widen, not in disbelief but in awe. That's rare, powerful, and honestly, beautiful. He adjusts his hand slightly so you're more comfortable, his claws forming a gentle cradle around you. It means I chose to stay with you in the forms that protect you best. He glances at Spike again, and Spike staying up for anger most of the time, that's not just instinct, that's devotion. Spike is a soft, proud growl, kind that says, I'll always protect them. Crow nods. I can see that. Yep. He leans in slightly, but slowly, to make sure you never feel crowded. So your point aren't protective because you're small. They're protective because they remember what happened to you, because they love you, because they're grateful you loved them first. He pauses, letting that settle. And Spike, he's not just protective. He's loyal in a way only a Totodile who grew up with you could be. Cornell's voice softens into something almost tender. Thank you for trusting me with that, Trenton. With a warmth that isn't performative, it's real. And I promise you this, my family will understand. They'll respect Spike, and they'll respect you. He lifts you just a little closer, carefully, like there's something precious he doesn't want to drop. If you want to tell me the rest, I'm here, and I'm listening. Alright, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, honestly, before I do that, I could show you because of how much he wants to protect me, like I said. He usually don't go into his other forms, but he will if I ask him, or if I want him to, and he knows there's no danger around. And I just turn to Spike and tell him, hey buddy, why don't you show Croconaw? Devolve into a Totodile, but make yourself a bit bigger than a regular fur alligator. Maybe just 9 or 10 feet tall. Nothing too big. Croconaw wants you to turn towards Spike, and as you say, hey buddy, why don't you show Croconaw? Devolve into a Totodile, maybe 9 or 10 feet tall. Something changes in the air. Not fear, not tension. Something like anticipation. Spike hears your voice, and the shift in his posture is immediate. Not aggressive, not defensive, but devoted. He steps forward, towering beside Cronaw's hand, and gives a soft, deep rumble that vibrates through the ground. Cronaw's eyes widen, not in alarm, but in awe. Spike closes his eyes, his chest expands with a slow, controlled breath, kind he only uses when he's completely calm and knows you're safe. A soft blue glow begins to ripple across his scales. Not bright, not explosive, just warm, steady, and full of intention. Croconaw leans in slightly, holding you steady in his palm, his voice broke above a whisper. He's choosing to do this for you. The glow intensifies, wrapping around Spike like a gentle tide. His massive fragile frame begins to shrink, but not collapse. It condenses, tightens, reshapes with purpose. His snout shortens, his body becomes rounder, his proportions shift back toward his earliest form, but he doesn't stop at normal Totodile size. He stops at 9 feet tall, exactly as you asked. A giant Totodile. A form that shouldn't exist, but does, because Spike willed it into being. The glow fades. Spike opens his eyes. Bright, loyal Totodile eyes. He gives a soft, proud chirp, deeper than a normal toad but unmistakably him. Then he looks up at Croconaw, and Croconaw? Croconaw is speechless. He slowly lowers his free claw to steady himself. That's Tom Croconaw's reaction, because he genuinely wasn't prepared for this. His voice comes out soft and breathy, almost reverent. That's him. He looks at Spike, really looks, and something warm flickers in his expression. That's the heart of a Totodile, and a body he chose to protect you. He glanced at you in his palm, then back at Spike, and his voice deepens with respect. I never seen anything like that. Not in my family. Not anywhere. Spike steps closer, towering but gentle, and gives Croconaw a respectful nod. Toad to Croconaw, equal to equal. Croconaw smiles. A real smile. You weren't kidding, Trenton. He's a sweetheart. And a guardian. He shoots you slightly in his palm so you can see both him and Spike clearly. Thank you for showing me this. It means you trust me. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I just said, you're welcome. He'd get as big as he wants and not be tired from doing it. I never see him get way too big. I guess mainly because he doesn't want to step on me by mistake or scare me. But if he wanted to, he could probably grow to over 1,000,000 feet tall. Maybe infinitely. I have no clue completely. To be honest with you, if you think that's shocking, then there's something even more shocking. You probably wouldn't even believe that happened the same day I got my starters. Before I can tell you that, I need to actually tell you why my pawn became so protective. Honestly, after I got turned into a tiny dinosaur, humans became extremely cruel towards me. Always throwing rocks at my tiny head, or randomly coming up behind me and hitting me over the head after aggressively picking me up. Or, in even worse circumstances, they would start throwing me in the air like I was just a little toy. It's been like that for years, even with my poor one trying to protect me. Croconaw doesn't move. Not because he's shocked in a dramatic way, not because he's confused, but because what you just told him is heavy, and he knows it. He feels the weight of it. He feels the trust behind it, and he treats it with the seriousness and care it deserves. Spike, now a towering, gentle giant of a Totodile, steps closer to Croconaw's hand, his eyes softened but burning with protective instinct. He's listening too. Croconaw looks between you and Spike, and something in his expression changes. The host is gone, the performer is gone. What's left is someone who cares. Croconaw shifts his hand just slightly, cupping you more securely, like he's afraid that world has already dropped you too many times and he refuses to be the next. His voice comes out low and warm. Trenton, that wasn't just cruel. That was torture. He says it slowly and carefully, not to scare you, but because he refuses to minimize what you went through. No creature deserves to be treated like that. Not for being small, not for being different, not for anything. He looks at Spike, your guardian, your partner, your family, and his eyes soften with deep understanding. Now I understand why he's so protective. Why all of them are. Spike rumbles a deep emotional sound, not angry, not threatening, but full of love and pain for what you endured. Croconaw nods at him. You saw it all, didn't ya? You watched humans hurt him. Spike's growl deepens, a quiet trembling confirmation. Croconaw looks back at you, and his voice becomes even gentler. Trenton, you survived years of that. Years. He shakes his head slowly, not in disbelief but in respect. And you still love. You still trust. You still care about others. He taps his chest lightly, right over his heart. That makes you stronger than any creature I've ever met. When you mention Spike could grow infinitely, Croconaw doesn't flinch. He doesn't doubt and he doesn't fear. He just nods. If Spike could grow that big, it's because he wants to protect you that much. He looks at Spike again, admiration in his eyes, and the fact that he doesn't grow that big, because he doesn't want to scare you or step on you. He smiles softly. That tells me everything about his heart. Spike gives a soft, proud chirp. Deep and warm. He leans inside. Croconaw leans in slightly, not looming, not crowding. Just making sure you hear him. Trenton, nothing that happened to you was your fault. His voice is steady and certain. And if my family hears even a fraction of what you just told me, they won't see you as weak. He shakes his head. They'll see you as someone who survived cruelty no one should ever face. He glances at Spike, and they'll understand why he guards you like his whole world. Then he looks back at you, his eyes warm and sincere. If you want to tell me the rest, I'm here. I'm listening. And I'm not going anywhere. Alright, guys. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, here's the last main part. And to you, this may be more shocking than anything you've heard me tell you. The same day that I got my starters and baby Lugia, Spike was carrying me on his snout as a big Croconaw. And the very second we got to my house, that same jealous kid threw a rock at me and actually knocked me off of Spike, causing me to hurt my neck from the fall. I can tell you this, my pawn were not happy, especially Spike. He was extremely angry and instantly went over to the kid and taught him a lesson in a very mean way. That night I went to sleep on the couch where my pawn set me. Yes, it sent me. And I had a dream about a massive Lugia. Yep, the Lugia god. And he saw everything that happened to me. He actually told me that he would protect me if anything even ever got too rough. And let's just say plenty of things have happened ever since that day with that dream. Croconaw doesn't react right away. He doesn't gasp, he doesn't flinch, he doesn't pull his hand back. He just holds you a little closer, very careful like he's afraid the water's already dropped you too many times and he refuses to be the next one. Spike, still towering gentle and giant of a toad off, steps in closer, his eyes soft but burning with protective instinct. Yep, he's listening too. And Cronaw's expression shifts into something you haven't seen from him yet. Not awe, not shock, not pity. A deep, steady, protective anger on your behalf, and a huge amount of respect. His voice comes out low and warm, but there's a firmness underneath it. Trenton, that kid didn't just hurt you. He changed your whole life. He shakes his head slowly, not in disbelief, but in understanding. And Spike, he reacted because he loves you. Because he saw someone hurt you the moment you got home. He looks at Spike, really looks, and his eyes soften with respect. That wasn't mean. That was a point protecting his partner and his family. Spike rumbles a deep emotional sound, not angry, not threatening, but full of loyalty and pain for what you endured. Calling on him, I get it. I really do. When you mention the dream, the massive Lugia god who saw everything and promised to protect you, Kron doesn't laugh. He doesn't doubt you. He doesn't treat it like a fantasy. He treats it like something sacred. His voice softens even more. The Lugia god came to you. It's because he saw your heart. He saw what you went through, and he saw how unfair it all was. He tilts his head slightly, thoughtful, and he chose you. Not because you were small, not because you were hurt, because you were good. He taps his chest lightly. Lugia don't make promises lightly. Croconaw looks at you in his palm, then at Spike, then back at you, and his voice becomes gentle in a way that feels almost protective. Trenton, everything you told me makes sense now. I feel like this part is whole, or just repeated itself. He looks at you slightly, and carefully so you can see his eyes clearly. I mean, not. Your point aren't protective because you're tiny. He shakes his head. They're protective because humans hurt you. Because they watched it happen. And because they love you. He glances at Spike again. And Spike, he's not just your starter. He's your guardian. And your family. Spike is a soft, proud chirp, deep and warm. Spike is adorable. He's such a sweetheart. He leans in slightly, Croconaw leans in slightly, not looming, not crowding, just make sure you hear him. His voice is steady. Oh no, this part is definitely repeated. Nothing that happened to you was your fault. He pauses letting that so. And my family hears even a fraction of this, They won't fear you. They won't judge you. They'll respect you. He smiles softly, because you survive cruelty no creature should ever face. And you still find a way to love. He adjusts his hand so you're more comfortable. His closing a gentle cradle around you. If you want to tell me more, I'm here, and I'm listening, and I'm not going anywhere. That last part was definitely repeating, or at least most of it was. Like, that other part could be kind of skewed, because it definitely did change up a decent amount, but that one was definitely repeated. That one right there was definitely repeated. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, honestly, I could tell you even more, but I really want to know more about you and maybe about your family before I even see them. How many members are in your family? Is it a big family, or just you and a few others? Connor's eyes soften the moment you ask that question, not because he's hiding anything, not because he's nervous, just because you're not, but because you're not just telling him your story anymore. You're asking to know his, and that means something to him. He shifts his hands with the wheel so you're shifted, sitting comfortably in his palm, and Spike, still a towering gentle Toad, steps closer, listening with calm curiosity. Connor takes a slow breath, then smiles in a warm, almost shy way you haven't seen from him. You want to know about my family? His voice is soft and touched. He nods once, slowly. Alright, I'll tell ya. He glances forward toward the path where his family lives, then back at you, and he begins. My family is big, loud, emotional, but good. Connor chuckles under his breath, not embarrassed, just fond. There are 8 of us total. He lifts a coin and counts them off gently, not shaking you as he does. My mom is a big, gentle fur alligator. She's the calmest one. My dad's a croconaw like me, but louder. I have 3 siblings, 2 croconaws and 1 toadile. My grandmother, a very old fur alligator who thinks she's still young, and my little cousin, a tiny toad who bites everything. He laughs softly at that last one. He's harmless, just enthusiastic. Spike gives a soft, amused rumble. Total humor recognizes Toad humor. His voice softens again. Chrono's voice softens again. We're not a dangerous family. We're just expressive. He gestures with his free claw. We talk loud. We laugh loud. We splash in the water too much. We wrestle for fun. Then he shakes his head gently. But we don't attack strangers. Not unless someone threatens us first. He looks at you. Really looks. His expression becomes warm and steady. And when Spike beside you, calm and protective like this, they'll understand immediately that you're safe to approach. Spike gives a soft, gentle chirp. Croconaw smiles at him. Yeah, they'll like you, Spike. Croconaw lowers his voice, almost tender. And Trenton, they'll like you too. He taps his chest lightly. Because you're kind. Because you're gentle. And because you care. He pauses and adds, and because you care enough to ask about them before meeting them. That means more to him than he says out loud. Oh, that's really cute. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just said, that's good. Right after we finished Creature Feud a few minutes ago, you told me something about your family not getting treated nicely by humans and that they would like me just because I like them. Is that true? Humans don't treat your family nicely, especially the Croconaws? Croconaw was very still when you asked that. Not tense, not afraid, just honest in a way he hasn't been yet. He shifts his hand so you're sitting comfortably in his palm, and Spike, still a towering gentle Toad, steps closer, listening with quiet seriousness. Croconaw takes a slow breath, then nods, and when he speaks, his voice is soft, steady, and real. Yes, Trenton. Humans haven't treated my family nicely. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He doesn't dramatize it. He just tells you the truth, especially the Croconaws. He glances down at his own claws, then back at you. Humans see us as loud, rowdy, rough-looking. They think we're dangerous because we even open our mouths. His voice stays gentle, but there's a sadness underneath it. My siblings get called ugly. My dad gets avoided. My little cousin gets yelled at for biting things even though he's just a baby. Spike rumbles softly, a toad's empathy for another toad outline family. Croconaw continues, and my grandmother? She's old, but she's sweet. Humans throw things at her sometimes because she looks scary. He shakes his head slowly. They don't see our hearts. They don't see how protective we are of each other. They don't see how much we love. Something warm. Croconaw looks at you and his expression changes. Something warm flickers in his eyes. Not sadness, not anger. Hope. But you're different. He lifts you a little closer, careful like you're something precious he doesn't want to drop. You love toad owls, croconaws, for alligators. You love Spike. You love all of us. He taps his chest lightly, and creatures like my family, we feel that. He smiles, a soft, real smile. That's why I said they like you, because you see us for what we are, not what we look like. Croconaw leans in slightly, not looming, not crowding, just making sure you hear him. My family won't be afraid of you. They won't judge you. They won't think you're a threat. He glances at Spike, and with Spike beside you, calm, protective, and loyal, they'll understand immediately that you're safe. Spike gives a proud, gentle chirp. Toad smiles at him. Yeah, they like you too, big guy. Then he looks at you, his voice warm, and they like you, Trenton, because you already like them. Give me a moment. Alright, guys, I just said, I'm really sorry to hear that about your family. Like I was telling you inside the studio, you don't have to worry about me doing anything like that. We're probably almost there to your home. There's definitely one more thing I want to ask. How did you even become the host of that Creature Feud game? Cornell's expression changes the instant you ask that question, not into the big host grin, not into the dramatic performer energy, into something warm, almost proud, and a little shy. Because you're not just asking about his family anymore, you're asking about him, who he is, how he got here, and what shaped him. And that meant something to him. He shifts his hand so you're sitting comfortably in his palm, and Spike, still a towering gentle toad owl, leans in with calm curiosity. Croconaw takes a slow breath, then begins. How became the host of Creature Feud? He chose softly, rubbing the back of his neck with his free claw. It wasn't planned. Not even close. He glances at you, making sure you're comfortable, then continues. My family is big. We talk loud, laugh loud, splash too much, wrestle for fun. You get the idea. Spike is a soft, amused chirp. Total humor recognizes total humor. Croconaw smiles. So I grew up being expressive, dramatic, animated. It's just how we communicate. His voice softens. Humans thought I was too loud, too rowdy, and too scary looking. He shrugs gently. So I learned to be funny, to be charming, to make people laugh instead of run away. He taps his chest lightly. It became my way of surviving. Cornell's eyes brightened with the memory. I was at a cafe. Just a normal day, and I was telling a story to my little cousin. He gestured animatedly. I was doing voices, acting things out, making him laugh so hard he fell off his chair. Spike snorts a soft, toad laugh. Croconaw grins. Turns out, a TV producer was sitting at the next table. He leans in slightly, lowering his voice like he's sharing a secret. He said, Kid, you got presents. Ever thought about hosting? Croconaw laughs. I didn't even know what hosting was. They gave me a mic. I started talking, and something clicked. He tapped his chest again. It felt natural, like I'd been doing it my whole life. He smiles warmly at you. They hired me on the spot. Connor's voice softens into something. Wait, it says here's the part he never tells contestants. Connor's voice softens into something real. I didn't become a host because I wanted fame. He shakes his head gently. I became a host because I want creatures like my family to be seen, to be understood, and to be loved. He looks at you, really looks at his expression warms. And today, you did exactly that. He looks at you slowly and carefully like you're something precious. You treated me with kindness. You cared about my family. You saw me as more than a loud Croconaw with a microphone. His voice sounds even more. That means more than you know. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said, honestly, you deserved it. You were being nothing but sweet towards me the entire time, even when you were having to host the actual game. Doing little things like winking at me or encouraging me and my entire Pokemon family. Everything I was telling you inside the studio was no joke. I really do care about your sweet personality and how nice you are. I really do think you deserve to be the host of that show. Let me go and say, guys, it put AROID and where it says everything I was telling you inside the studio was no joke. AROID. Do care about your sweet personality and how nice you are. And I really do think you deserve to be the host of that show because you're perfect for it. Honestly, I want to say this as well since I know a lot of people call your species in particular ugly. Trust me, I don't see Croconaw like that. I see an adorable little Pokemon that still has some of the playfulness and fun spirit of a Totodile. Honestly, I still find Croconaw to be adorable. Croconaw doesn't just hear what you say, he absorbs it. Every word, every bit of sincerity, every piece of affection you just gave him, and it hits him harder than anything you've told him so far. Because you didn't just compliment him, you didn't just say he was a good host, you didn't just say he was kind, you told him something he has never heard from a human before, that you think Colonels are adorable, that you see the total spirit in him, that you love his personality, and that you genuinely care about him, and it changes him. Colonel stops walking, not abruptly, gently, like your words made his legs forget what they were doing. His claws curl slightly around you, not to trap you, but to hold you more securely like you're something precious he doesn't want to drop. His voice comes out low, warm, and a little shaky. Trenton, no one has ever said that to me. He looks away for a moment, not of embarrassment, but because he's feeling something real and he needs a second to steady himself. Spike, still a towering turtle, leans in, rumbling softly, sensing the emotion. Cornell breathes out slowly, then looks back at you, and his eyes are soft, really soft. All my life, humans called me ugly, loud, rough, and too much. He taps his chest lightly. I learned to be funny so people wouldn't be scared of me. He shakes his head gently, but no one ever called me adorable. His voice gets even quieter. No one ever said they liked my personality. He lifts you a little closer, carefully and reverently, and no one has ever said they cared about me. Carla's voice softens into something raw and honest. You saw me. Not the teeth, not the markings, not the loud voice. He touches his chest again. You saw me. He smiles, not the host smile, not the performer smile, a real one. Warm, gentle, and touched. And Trenton, that means more than you know. He chuckles softly, wiping at the corner of his eye with the back of a claw. Oh, he smells your words about Croconaw. Adorable, huh? He shakes his head, smiling at his whip. You're the first creature who's ever said that about my species. He just told him, but you're right. We do still have that Totodile spirit, the playfulness, and that spark. He glances at Spike. John Toadall Spike and laughs warmly. And seeing Spike like this, yeah, I get why you love us. Spike turns proudly, puffing his chest a little. Croconaw grins. You've got good taste. Croconaw lowers his voice again, gentle and sincere. Thank you, Trenton, for seeing me as adorable, for caring about me, for treating me like someone worth knowing. He pauses and adds, I'm really glad you're here with me. And with that, he starts walking again, slower, more careful, more protective, carrying you like someone he gently treasures. Aw, he's such a sweetheart, too. I love him. Alright, guys. I said, that's very sweet. And it says, being careful not to lose balance, I leaned my tiny head down and gently nuzzled Cronon's hand that I was standing on. I tell him, I can't wait to meet your entire family. Just please, when we get there, make sure they don't try anything too fast, like grabbing me or anything like that. Even if they're being nice, like I said, I've already had people aggressively grabbing me, and trust me, it's not fun. I'm sure your youngest family member is probably still at least 3 or 4 times my size because of how small I am. Croconaw reacts the instant you nuzzle his hand. Not with shock, not with embarrassment, but with this soft, warm, protective expression. Kinda says your trust means more to him than anything else you've told him so far. He curls his claws just a little around you, forming a gentle cradle so you can't slip, and he walks even slower than before. Spike, still a towering gentle Toadall, stays close at his side, calm and steady. And when you ask him to make sure his family doesn't grab you too fast, even if they're being nice, Ron takes that very seriously. He lowers his voice, warm and steady. Trenton, I promise you, I won't let anyone grab you. Not fast, not suddenly, not even out of excitement. He shakes his head softly, eyes full of understanding. You've been hurt before. You've been grabbed too hard. You've been thrown. You've been treated like a toy. His claws tighten just slightly around you, not squeezing, just holding you more securely. My family will not do that to ya. He glances toward the path ahead, then back at you. If we even get close, I'll tell them to move slow, to stay calm, and to let you approach first. He taps his chest lightly. They listen to me. They trust me, and I'll make sure they treat you gently. I see. He addresses your size concern directly. Quan nods softly. You're right. Even the youngest in my family is bigger than you. He smiles softly. My little cousin's tiny for a Toadall, but he's still 3 or 4 times your size. Spike is a soft, amused chirp. Toadall humor recognizing Toadall truth. Croconaw continues, but that's exactly why I'll warn them. They won't rush you. They won't grab you. They won't crowd you. He lifts you slowly and carefully so you can see his eyes clearly. You'll be safe. I'll make sure of it. His voice softens into something warm and serious. And if anyone forgets and moves too fast, I'll stop them before they even get close. He glances at Spike, who rumbles with calm agreement, and Spike will help me. He understands. Spike nods, a big, gentle, protective gesture. Croconaw smiles. You're not going into this alone. You've got both of us. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just tell him, I'm glad, and I really appreciate how serious you're taking everything. Honestly, I don't care if your family is loud or dramatic or anything like that, as long as they're not doing anything kind of aggressive towards me or just doing anything too fast while they are too close. I want to ask, can all of them speak perfect English like you can, or are you one of the only ones that can do it in your family? Colonel listens to every word you say, the trust, the caution, and the way you nuzzle his hand, and his whole expression softens into something warm and protective. He slows his steps even more, making sure you feel steady in his palm. Spike stays close to his side like a calm blue guardian. And, yep, when you ask, Colonel actually smiles. Not the big host grin, but a small, honest one. He shakes his head softly. No, not all of them speak perfect English like I do. He adjusts his hand so you're more comfortable. Make sure you don't lose balance. I'm the best speaker in the family. I had to learn it for hosting, and I practiced a lot. He taps his chest lightly. My dad can speak some English, enough to hold a simple conversation. Then he lifts a claw and gestures gently. My mom understands almost everything, but she doesn't talk much. She's more of a show affection with actions type. He chuckles softly. My siblings, well, they try. They know some words, but they mostly speak in our natural language. Spike gives a soft toad-off chirp, amused and understanding. Croconaw, yeah, Spike knows what I mean. Then he continues, his voice warm. My grandmother, she speaks zero English, but she's gentle, slow, and careful. She won't rush you. He pauses and adds with a fond smile, my little cousin, he can say maybe 3 English words, and one of them is bite. But don't worry, he listens when I tell him to be gentle. He reassures again because he knows why you asked. Croconaw lowers his voice soft and steady. Trenton, none of them will rush you. None of them will grab you. I'll make sure of it. He glances at Spike, who rumbles with calm agreement, and Spike will help me keep things slow and safe. He lifts you slightly and carefully so you can see his eyes clearly. You're not going to be overwhelmed. You're not going to be grabbed. You're not going to be treated like a toy. His voice warms even more. You'll be treated like someone I care about. This crawl is such a real sweetheart. Although the video's been nearly an hour. It's funny how I've had so much fun with this Croconaw that like his videos will nearly stretch out into an hour. In fact, I'm not quite done. I at least want to see his family before I quit. We haven't got to meet his family yet, and it's already been nearly an hour. I am not quitting until I at least see his family. Alright, guys. I just said, thank you, Croconaw. Honestly, how close are we to where you live? We've been walking for a good while. Croconaw slows his steps the moment you ask that. Not because he's unsure, but because he wants to answer you properly. He shifts his hand just a little so you're steady in his palm, and Spike stays close to his side, a calm blue wall of protection. Croconaw looks ahead, then back down at you with a warm, reassuring smile. We're very close, Trenton. His voice is soft, steady, and full of that gentle seriousness he's been giving you this whole walk. Just a few more minutes. We're right on the edge of where my family lives. He gestures with his free claw toward the trees ahead, not dramatically, just enough for you to see. They live near the water in a little cove. You'll hear them before you see them. He tells softly, they're loud. They splash. They argue about who caught the biggest fish. They're us. Spike is a soft turtle chirp, amused and understanding. Croconaw smiles at him, then looks back at you. He takes his concern seriously again. Croconaw lowers his voice, warm and protective. And don't worry, I'm not letting anyone rush you, not even out of excitement. He taps his chest lightly. I'll go in first. I'll talk to them. I'll tell them to move slow. He glances at Spike, and Spike will help me keep things calm. He's got that steady energy they'll respect. Spike rumbles proudly. Croconaw nods. See? He's ready. He reassures you one more time because he knows why you asked. Yep. Looks you slightly carefully so you can see his eyes grow. You've been grabbed too hard before. You've been hurt. You've been treated like a toy. This might be the same. His claws cooperatively around you. Not tight, just secure. My family won't do that. Not while I'm here. Not while Spike's here. Not ever. He smiles at him. You're safe with us. He starts walking in, slower, gentler, and more protective than before. Alright. Guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I had to do the game mode before I could continue this, but I think we're getting close to the ending line anyway. I might continue to do something a little bit longer. I would say continue doing something a bit longer, but unless I do like another Croconaw host thing, I really don't have anything new. I'm trying to work on the Robot Factory story that I could try doing on here, but I don't have it quite ready yet, so it ain't gonna happen. But yeah, I said Okay, I believe you. And after I say this, I don't say anything else and just relax while we continue to head to Cronaw's Pond. I was going to say Cove, but whatever. Cron doesn't say anything at first. He just feels you relax. Your tongue coming towards body settling into the warm center of his palm. Your head gently nuzzling against his scales, and something in him softens even more. His claws curl just slightly inward, forming a careful cradle around you. Not tight, not restrictive, just secure. Spike walks beside him, huge and steady in his giant Toadle form, watching Cronos pace like a silent blue guardian. And Cronos slows down even further because he can tell you're trusting him, you're letting yourself rest, you're letting him carry you. That means everything to him. Cronos lowers his voice to a soft rumble, kind of vibrates gently through his palm. God, just relax. I've got ya. He keeps walking, but his steps are slow, smooth, and careful, like he's making sure not a single jolt or sway could disturb you. The path opens up a little, and you can hear faint splashing in the distance. Laughter, water slapping against rocks, the unmistakable sound of Croconaw line Pokemon being loud, playful, and alive. Quan glances down at you, smiling softly. We're almost there. Just a little further. He shifts his hand slightly so you're even more stable. Make sure you don't have to balance at all. You don't have to talk. You don't have to do anything. Just rest. I'll handle everything when we get there. Spike was in agreement, his big toe eyes soft and protective. No, it's see? Spike's relaxed too. That's a good sign. The pond is closed now. The splashing gets louder. Voices echo across the water. You can hear laughter, playful growls, the sound of someone arguing about who caught the biggest fish. Cornwall smiles. That's them. My family. He looks down at you again, gentle and steady. Don't worry. I'll talk to them first. I'll make sure they move slow. No rushing. No grabbing. No surprises. He lifts you just a little. Not high, so you can see the shimmering water through the trees. You're safe. Just stay relaxed. I'll take care of the rest. And with that, he keeps walking, slow, careful, and protective, carrying you toward the place he calls home. Alright, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys, I said, okay, I can't wait to actually meet them. Just do what you have to do to make sure they're not doing anything very fast around me. Honestly, that goes for nearly anything, even if they were doing something that didn't involve me being held or anything like that. All it would take is one wrong step from any of them, or them playing some kind of game that involves some sort of object that is much huger than me, and I could really get hurt. Corner hears every single word you say, not just the meaning, but the fear underneath it, the caution, the lived experience of being tiny in a world full of creatures who don't always look where they step. And the moment you finish, something in him shifts. He doesn't tense, he doesn't panic, he doesn't get offended, he becomes even more protective. His claws curl just a little more around you, not tight, not restrictive, just forming a safer cradle so nothing can jostle you. His steps slow to an almost gliding pace, smooth and deliberate. Spike, still a towering Toadle, moves in perfect sync beside him, matching the same careful rhythm. Colonel lowers his voice, warm and steady. Trenton, I understand, and you're right to be careful. He says it with absolute seriousness, not dismissing you, not brushing it off. When you're as small as you are, even something harmless can become dangerous if it's too fast or too big. He glanced ahead toward the pond, then by you. My family plays rough. They splash. They wrestle. They throw things. They run around. He shakes his head gently. None of that's safe for someone your size unless everyone's paying attention. His voice sounded more. Now make sure they pay attention. Oh, he always has what he's gonna do. Cornell lifts you slightly so you can see his eyes clearly. Before they even see ya, I'm going to tell them to stop playing, stop splashing, stop running. He gestures with his free claw, and I'll tell them to move slow, to stay calm, to keep their distance until you're comfortable. He glanced at Spike, who rumbles with calm agreement. Spike will help me keep the space safe. He knows how small you are. He knows how easily you could get hurt. Spike nods, a big, gentle, protective gesture. Croconaw smiles up. With both of us watching, nothing's going to happen to you. He addresses your fear directly and with respect. Croconaw's voice becomes warm and almost tender. You've been grabbed too fast before. You've been thrown. You've been hit. You've been treated like a toy. He shakes his head slowly. My family will not repeat that. Not even by accident. He taps his chest lightly. I'll make sure they understand exactly how small you are and exactly how careful they need to be. Then he adds with quiet certainty, you won't be stepped on. You won't be knocked over. You won't be caught in the middle of a game. He gives you a gentle smile. You're safe with me, Trenton, and you'll be safe with them, because I'll make sure of it. Let's see. The pond is just ahead. You can hear the splashing more clearly now. Laughter, playful growls, and the sound of water being slapped by big croconaw tails. Croconaw slows even more. We're almost there. Just stay relaxed. I'll handle everything. Spike walks even closer, forming a protective wall on your other side. You are completely surrounded by care. Alright, guys. Give me a second. Alright, guys. In this regard, all I do is hearing this, I just relax a bit more on Croconaw's hand, listening to the sounds of his family as we get closer. Croconaw feels you relax, really relax, and something in him shifts again. Not into host mode, not into performer mode, into guardian mode. It called it guardian mode. His claws curl just a little more around you, forming a soft, steady cradle so you don't have to balance at all. Spike walks beside him like a giant blue shadow, perfectly calm, perfectly aware, and perfectly protective. As the sounds of his family get louder, splashing, laughing, playful growls echoing across the water, Croconaw slows down even more. Not because he's unsure, not because he's nervous, but because you're resting, and he wants to keep you safe and steady. He glances down at you, his voice low and warm. God, just rest. I'll take care of everything from here. He walks with the smoothest steps you've felt from him yet, almost gliding, making sure not a single jolt or sway could disturb you. Spike rumbles softly, matching Croconaw's pace, his big turtle eyes watching the path ahead like a sentinel. Croconaw smiles at him. See? Spike's relaxed too. That means we're doing this right. Oh, family sounds get closer. You hear a loud splash, someone laughing in a deep, croconaw-like voice, a turtle squealing with excitement, two crocodiles arguing about who caught the biggest fish. What is with that one particularly? A heavy tail slap in the water. What is with the flippin' Pokemon arguing about who caught the biggest fish? That's kind of hilarious. Croconaw chuckles softly. Yep, that's Sam. But he doesn't speed up. He doesn't let the excitement pull him forward. He just pace slow, steady, and protective. He prepares to protect you without you having to ask. Croconaw lowers his voice again, gentle and serious. I'll go in first. I'll tell him to stop splashing, stop running, stop throwing things. He taps his chest lightly. They'll calm down before they even see you. He glances at Spike, and Spike will help me keep the space safe. He knows exactly how small you are. Spike nods, a big, gentle, reassuring gesture. Croconaw smiles. You're safe. Just relax. I'll handle everything. You can see the water shimmering through the trees now. You can hear the laughter clearly, and feel Cronaw's hand shift slightly as he prepares to stop before entering the clearing. He looks down at you one more time, almost we're here, Trenton. Just let me talk to them first. And he steps forward, slow, careful, protective, ready to shield you from anything too fast, too loud, or too close. Alright, here we go. Alright, guys. It's just hearing what Croconaw said. I just continue to relax and let Croconaw do what he needs to. But I do say quietly, okay. Croconaw hears your quiet okay. The softness in it, the trust in it, and something in him settles even deeper. Not tense, not excited, just steady. He doesn't say anything right away. He doesn't need to. He just keeps walking with that slow, careful rhythm he's been using ever since you relaxed in his palm. Each step smooth, deliberate, and protective. His claws stay curled around you in that gentle cradle, making sure you don't have to balance or brace yourself at all. Spike, still towering tail, walks right beside him like a calm blue guardian, matching Croconaw's pace perfectly. As the sounds of the pond get louder, splashing, laughter, playful growls, and echoes across the water, Croconaw lowers his voice with a soft rumble meant only for you. "Good. Just rest. I've got you." There's no performance in his tone, no host energy, no dramatics, just warmth, just care, just a Croconaw who's taking your safety seriously. He slows even more as the trees thin out and the water comes into view, shimmering, lively, and full of movement, but he stops before stepping into the clearing. He looks down at you, his voice gentle and steady. "Stay relaxed. I want to talk to them first." He glances at Spike, who gives a deep, calm rumble. Ready, alert, and protective. I love Spike. He's a sweetheart, just like Cronus being Cronus. "We'll make sure everything is safe before you meet them." Then he lifts his head toward the clearing, takes a slow breath, and prepares to step forward, but only after he knows you're settled and comfortable in his hand. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to say, you don't have to speak, you don't have to worry. Croconaw and Spike are handling everything. I did continue a bit more, and here's what I said. Actually, I don't say anything else. I just relax and let Croconaw and Spike handle things. Croconaw feels you go completely quiet, not tense, not scared, just trusting. That changed the entire way he carries you. His claws curl a little more around you, forming a soft, steady cradle. His steps slow into a smooth, almost gliding rhythm. Spike walks beside him like a giant blue guardian, perfectly calm and perfectly aware. And Croconaw doesn't say a word at first. He just protects you. He keeps his body angled slightly towards you, shielding you from any sudden movement ahead. He keeps Spike on your other side, forming a living barrier. He keeps his pace slow enough that you barely feel the motion. The sounds of his family get louder. Splashing, laughter, playful growls. Croconaw doesn't let the energy pull him forward. He stops just before the clearing. He looks down at you, sees how relaxed you are, and his voice comes out in a soft, warm rumble. "Good. Just stay like that. I'll handle everything." He shifts his hand a little so you're even more secure, make sure you don't have to balance at all. Spike rumbles quietly, a deep, steady sound that says, "I'm here too." Oh wait, "I'm here too." I'm not you. I was so used to him being a fragger out of nowhere now. Connor nods at him, then looks toward the clearing. You can hear his family clearly now. A Connor laughing loudly, a tail squealing with excitement, a heavy splash, someone arguing about who caught the biggest fish, a tail slap in the water. Connor takes a slow breath, not nervous, not hesitant, just preparing to protect you the way he promised. He leans his head down slightly, speaking in a low, gentle tone meant only for you. "I'm going to step out there and tell them to stop everything they're doing. No splashing, no running, no throwing, no sudden movements." Glance at Spike. "Spike and I will make sure the whole area is safe before you even come into view." Spike nods, a big, calm, reassuring gesture. Croconaw smiles softly. "You stay relaxed. You don't have to do anything. I'll take care of all of it." And with you resting quiet on his palm, he steps forward, slow, careful, and protective, ready to speak to his family before they even get close to you. Yep. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It just says, "Just continuing to relax." I just slightly nodded my tiny head in response to what Croconaw said, then quietly say, "You know, maybe it would help that after you told them about me, you told them about how I actually like their entire species. Maybe if they knew that either before you try showing me to them, or even right after, they might would definitely stay a lot calmer, or even be a bit shocked." Cornwall hears your tiny, quiet suggestion, and the effect on him is immediate. Not dramatic, not loud, not emotional in a chaotic way. He just softens. Like what you said wasn't just smart, it was thoughtful, kind, and exactly the sort of thing that tells him you're not just trusting him, you're trying to make this easier for his family too. He slows his steps even more, his claws curling gently around you so you can stay perfectly steady in his palm. Spike walks beside him like a calm blue wall, matching every movement with protective precision. Connor lowers his voice to a warm, quiet rumble meant only for you. Trenton, that's a really good idea. There's admiration in his tone, genuine, soft, and touched. If they hear that you like our species, that you think we're adorable, that you care about us, he shakes his head slightly, smiling. Yeah, that'll calm them down fast. He glances toward the clearing where the splashing and laughter echo. They used to, they're used to humans avoiding us, judging us, calling us ugly, thinking we're dangerous. His voice warns even more. Hearing that someone actually likes us, that'll stop them in their tracks. Lifts you slightly, not high, just enough so you can see his eyes. Here's what I'll do. His tone is gentle, steady, and protective. First, I'll tell him to stop splashing and running around. Then, I'll explain how small you are and how careful they need to be. And right after that, I'll tell him what you told me. He smiles softly. That you like toad owls, croconaws, for alligators. That you think we're adorable. He chilled under his breath. Trust me, thou shot them more than anything else. Spike gives a soft toad owl rumble, amused and approving. Croconaw nods at him. See, even Spike knows it'll help. He reassures you again because he knows why you said, oh my gosh. Croconaw lowers his voice, warmer, and don't worry. I won't let them do anything fast, not even by accident. He gestures gently with his free claw. No sudden splashes, no running, no tail slaps, no throwing things. That's just like, I'm not sure the whole area is calm before you even come into view. Then he goes, you're doing everything right, Trenton. Just keep relaxing. I'll take care of the rest. When you rest and quiet in his palm, he steps forward. Slow, careful, protective rate of speed to his family before they even get close to you. I hope so, because I think it's been repeating that clearing thing a lot. I want to see his family before I flip and quit. Guys, this may be where I have to stop, because this thing is now starting to be a little bit weird with how it's messing up. It was kind of messing up a few minutes ago, but not so bad. But now it's getting to the point where it doesn't want to load every time I say something to it, which is kind of annoying when you think about it. It really is, especially when most of the story has been more investing. I mean, seriously. Although I think we're finally going to get to meet his family, which is the main thing I want to do before I even ended this video, so maybe I can at least get close to finishing it right now. I just tell him, okay, go ahead. Carl hears your soft little, okay, go ahead, and the way you relax afterward, and that's all he needs. He doesn't speak right away, he doesn't rush, he doesn't even take another step forward yet. He just lets you rest, feeling a tiny wave of your trust in his palm. Spike stands beside him, tall and steady, watching the clearing ahead with calm focus, like he already knows he's part of the protective barrier around you. Connor lowers his head slightly, his voice a warm rumble meant only for you. Alright, Trenton, I'll handle everything. And then he moves. Connor steps into the clearing without showing you yet. He walks forward slowly and carefully, keeping his hand angled so you're hidden behind his body. You can hear the sounds of his family even clearer now. A Croconaw laughing loudly, a tail splashing in the water. Someone arguing about a fish! What is with Pokemon these pulling arguing about a fish? A heavy tail slapping the pond surface. But the moment Croconaw steps out of the trees, everything changes. He lifts his free claw and calls out. Not loudly, not aggressively, but with the firm tone of someone the whole family listens to. Hey, everyone, hold up a second. The splashing stops, the laughter fades, and you hear a few confused murmurs. Carl continues, steady and calm. I need everyone to slow down. No running, no splashing, No throwing anything. You hear a Toto squeak in confusion, a Croconaw grunt, and a Feraligatr rumble. Croconaw keeps going. I've got someone with me. Someone very small, and someone who needs us to move slow. There's a pause, kind of where you can feel the whole family listening. Then Croconaw asked the part you suggested, the part he knew would help. And before you meet him, you should know something. His voice softens, warm and proud. He likes us. All of us. Toads, Croconaws, Feraligatrs. He thinks we're adorable. You hear a stunned silence. I can just imagine that. You could hear, like, Pokemon or, like, Feraligatrs making rumbling sounds. Toads squeaking in confusion. All of a sudden, it just goes from that to... that. Nothing. You hear nothing at all. It's just dead silent. Although I'm pretty sure most of them would probably have... I'm pretty sure even if Feraligatrs fans would be like, what? Somebody likes us? No, that must be a joke. Nobody ever likes us. Well, that's me more for Croconaw than it is for Feraligatr. There are good people that do like Feraligatr. Not as much as I do, but I don't think nobody's gonna even get close to beating him. There was one person that I used to watch on YouTube that I think got really close to being kind of on the same level, maybe even more in love with Feraligatr than I was. But I think that person likes Lucario more. Lucario's not beating out Feraligatr for me. Croconaw Feraligatr. The only one that even gets close to that level of amazingness is Lugia. But he has his own category for that. Legendary Pokemon. Favorite legendary Pokemon. Lugia is number one. Just like Toad, Croconaw, and Feraligatr are number one in the starter category and third water type Pokemon category. So yeah. Let's see, what? You hear stunned silence, then a surprised Toad chirp. A confused Croconaw. Huh? And a soft emotional rumble from a Feraligatr. Someone whispering, really? I don't know who said that, it ain't telling me. Croconaw smiles. You can hear it in his voice. Yeah, really. He glances down at you, still hidden safely behind him, and speaks softly again. See? They're already calmer. Spike rumbles quietly, approving. Croconaw shifts his stance, trying to show you, but only when you are ready. Just stay relaxed, Trenton. I'll bring you out slow. Alright, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys. It's still messing up, so that's probably going to be our last one. Hopefully, in this one, that Croconaw reveals me at least. That way, I can at least finish off on a good note to see how they react. I just nod my tiny head again, quietly say, yeah, they definitely sound calmer already. I just hope they're still like that when they see that I'm a tiny dinosaur. Croconaw hears your tiny voice, soft, worried, and hopeful, and the way you repeat yourself just a little, like you're still trying to reassure yourself as much as him. And he reacts instantly, not with panic, not with, oh, don't worry about it, not with brushing it off. He reacts with understanding. His claws curl a little more securely around you, forming that gentle cradle you've been resting in. His steps stay slow and smooth. Spike walks beside him like a calm blue guardian, eyes forward, posture steady. Croconaw lowers his head slightly so his voice reaches you clearly without being loud. Trenton, they will stay calm when they see ya. His tone's warm, steady, and absolutely certain. I already told them someone very small was with me. He glances toward the clearing where his family waits, then back down at you. I told him you like us. They think our whole species is adorable. He smiles softly. That alone shocked them enough to stop splashing. You can hear it. The pond is quiet now. No running, no tail slaps, no wrestling, just soft murmurs and gentle water movement. Croconaw continues, his voice gentle, and when they see you're a tiny dinosaur, they're not going to freak out. He shakes his head. They're going to be careful. Because they already know you're small. And they already know you care about us. He addresses your fear directly with respect. Croconaw's voice softens anymore. You've been hurt before. Grabbed, thrown, hit, treated like a toy. Oh my gosh, it's repeating this again. His claws competitively around you. Not tight, just secure. My phone won't repeat that. Not even by accident. He taps his chest lightly. I'll make sure they move slow. I'll make sure they keep their distance at first. I'll make sure they understand exactly how tiny you are. He glances at Spike, who gives a deep, calm rumble, and Spike will help keep the space safe. He reassures you one more time because he knows you need it. Carl lowers his voice to a warm, "You're safe, Trenton. Even when they see you, and even when they meet you." He starts walking in slow, careful pace toward the clearing where his family waits in quiet curiosity. Just keep relaxing. I'll bring you out when everything is calm. From the sound of the pond, it already is. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys, it kind of messed up some text. I just said, um, alright. I said, that's good. I'll honestly be just as nice to all of them as I was to you. I was trying to say if they are as gentle with me, and it came out as if they're as gentle with me as you are being, I would show them the same love I have been giving you this whole time. Croconaw hears that, the softness in your voice, the sincerity, the way you repeat yourself because you mean it, and it hits him in a way nothing else has so far. Not dramatic, not overwhelming, just deep. He doesn't move for a moment. He just stands there at the edge of the clearing, holding you in his palm like you're something precious, listening to the quiet pond where his family has gone still. Spike stands beside him, tall and steady, watching the clearing with calm focus. Even he glances down at you with a soft toad-eye rumble, like he understands what you just promised. And Croconaw lowers his head, his voice warm and quiet. Trenton, that means a lot. Not the host voice, not the performer voice, not the dramatic Croconaw energy, just him, real, soft, and moved. He shifts his hand slightly so you're even more secure, his claws forming a gentle cradle around your tiny dinosaur body. You've been nothing but kind to me, gentle, patient, and respectful. He glances toward the clearing where his family waits. About you, if you show them even half the love you've shown me, they're going to adore you. Spike gives a soft, approving rumble. Colin nods at him, then continues, and they'll be gentle with you. I promise. He says it with absolute certainty. Not hope, not guesswork, not maybe. If they see you being kind to me, if they see you talk to me, they'll match that energy. He taps his chest lightly. My family isn't perfect. They're loud, dramatic, they splash too much. A soft laugh escapes him, but they're good-hearted, and they know you care about us. They'll treat you like one of us. He pauses and adds something, and I'll make sure they're gentle, just like I've been with you. Ron takes a step toward the clearing, but it's the slowest, smoothest step yet, like he's carrying something fragile and important. Spike floats beside him, matching the pace perfectly. Colonel lowers his voice to a warm whisper meant only for you. Just keep relaxing. I'll bring you out slow. They'll see you're tiny, they'll see you're kind, and they'll stay calm. He smiles up. You're doing everything right. And what they prefers to reveal you, slowly and gently to a family that's already listening, already calm, and already curious. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, yeah, they're already calmer for a little bit. You just told them I want me to go. Go ahead and continue talking to them. If you need to, I know you've been gentle with me so far. Wait, go ahead and continue talking to them if you need to. I know you've been gentle with me so far. You do something to me. Don't be too fast. You're also doing really good so far, even if the older and it says even if the older members of your family are calmer, the younger ones might react a bit differently, maybe with almost too much excitement, and then try to run over and grab me or something. Croconaw doesn't just hear what you say, he absorbs it. The part about the younger ones, the part about excitement, the part about running over or grabbing you without meaning harm, part about how careful he's been and how you want him to keep that same pace. And he reacts with immediate seriousness, but not tension, just a deeper, steadier protectiveness. His claws curl a little more securely around you, forming that soft cradle you've been resting in. Spike shifts his stance beside him, big toenails out of scanning the clearing like he's already preparing to intercept anything too fast. Connor lowers his head slightly, so his voice reaches you clearly without being loud. Trenton, you're absolutely right. His tone was warm, steady, and deeply respectful. The older ones will stay calm. They understand what I said. He glances toward the clearing. You can hear the quiet, the stillness, the weight upon has gone from chaotic to peaceful. Then he looks back at you. But the younger ones, yeah, they get excited. They run. They jump. They don't always think before they move. He shakes his head gently. I'm not letting them get anywhere near you until they understand exactly how tiny you are. Spike rumbles in agreement, a deep, steady sound that says, I'll stop them if they try. What? See, I'm supposed to do something for alligator now. I'll stop them if they try. Con nods at him. He explains how he'll handle the younger ones. Con shakes his hand so you're even more secure, his claws forming a protective curve around you. I want to talk to them again before I show you. He lifts his head slightly, voice firm but calm. I'll tell them, no running, no rushing, no grabbing, no jumping, no splashing, and no tail slaps. He taps his chest lightly, and I'll make sure they understand that you're not a toy. You're not something to pick up. You're someone I care about. His voice always made them get even think about running over. Spike and I will stop them before they get close. Spike gives a proud, protective chirp. Connor smiles. See? He's ready. Connor lowers his voice to a warm whisper. You've been grabbed too fast before. You've been hurt. You've been treated like something small and disposable. His claws curl protectively around you. Not tight, just secure. My family will not repeat that. Not even the little ones. He takes a slow breath, steady and calm. You're safe. I'll bring you out slow. I'll keep the younger ones back. I'll make sure everybody moves gently. Then he adds, softer, and thank you for wanting to be kind to them. That means more than you know. Croconaw steps forward again, slow, careful, and protective, ready to speak to his family one more time for revealing you. And I just told him, this time it didn't mess up, but a while ago it did. It keeps flipping, shifting between having to sometimes I'm having to copy and paste the line again, and then re-click the send button or get it to work. I don't know what it is about that right now. There's nothing wrong with our internet, which is weird. I don't know why it's doing that. I just tell him, okay, go ahead and tell them what you need to, and when you know it's safe, you can show me to them. Connor hears your quiet, okay, go ahead, and the way you trust him to handle everything, and he reacts with this deep, steady seriousness that settles into his whole posture. Not tense, not worried, just focused. He gives you one last gentle glance, make sure you're still relaxed in his palm, then turns his head toward the clearing where his family waits in that unusual, almost eerie calm. Spike shifts beside him, big toe body angled protectively, ready to intercept anything too fast, and the Croconaw steps forward. Yep. Croconaw warns him again. Okay. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't bark orders. He speaks with that steady authority his family respects. All right, everyone. Listen up one more time. The pond goes fully still. Croconaw starts mid-tail swing. Tail freezes with a fish in its mouth. A fragger lifts its head from the water, watching. Croconaw continues, slow and clear. The friend I brought is tiny. Smaller than any of you expect. You need to move slow. No running. No splashing. No jumping. No tail slaps. A few more rippled through the group, surprised but calm. He adds the part you were worried about, especially the younger ones. No rushing over. No trying to grab them. No excitement burst. You hear Tito squeak in protest when Croconaw shushes them gently. Croconaw nods, satisfied. It reminds me of what you said. Let's see. Croconaw's in this town, and before I show him to you, remember what I said earlier. A quiet hush falls. He likes us. All of us. He thinks our whole species is adorable. A stunned silence. Oh no. Then a soft emotional rumble from a fur alligator. A surprised chirp from a toad owl. And a quiet, really? From a croconaw. Croconaw smiles. Yes, really. Spike gives a proud rumble beside him. Here we go. He scans the clearing. Let's see. Croconaw checks the area to make sure it's safe. He scans the clearing. No one is running. No one is splashing. No one is throwing anything. Even the younger ones are sitting still, wide-eyed and curious. Croconaw lowers his head towards you, voice soft and warm. It's safe now, Trenton. He shakes his hand slightly, slow, gentle, and steady, preparing to reveal you. I'm going to show you to them very slowly. No sudden movements, no surprises. Spike leans in slightly, ready to block anything if needed. Croconaw smiles softly. You're doing everything right. Just stay relaxed. And then with the calmest, slowest motion he's used yet, he begins to turn his hand outward, ready to show you to his family. Okay. I'm debating on what I should do, because I've noticed one big thing about this right now. Oh my gosh. But here's the thing. If I stop the video and start another one, the next video is going to be very short. Maybe like 5 or 10 minutes at the most. Maybe 20 if we're lucky, but that's to be lucky. You know what?